If you're struggling with money and financial issues, let me tell you something. Money isn't out there somewhere. It's you. I'm going to help you cut through some noise, because there's a lot of noise in the spiritual marketplace about money and what people think it is and the meanings people have about money. Let me simplify something for you and see if this resonates. If all is one and you're everything, you are that one. Well, what is money? Isn't money just you? I mean, if all is one, that would follow, right? And if all is one, that means that everything is collapsed into one, which means all is now. So why are you hustling, striving, trying to earn something later that's already a natural part of you now? Where's the flow you've been chasing? Do you still think it's out there somewhere? That's fair to think. You know, it's fair to think that because of all the conditioning and programming that we've had, and if you grew up like I did, you work hard to get money. You have this reward and punishment set up with money, just like you have a reward and punishment set up with you. Good things come to you, and you're rewarded with them if you do things right. And if you do things bad, you won't get anything. You'll be punished, right? Doesn't money fall into that same framework when you start thinking about it? When you start thinking about why you don't have it? Stick around for a second, because I'm going to help you dismantle this, and I'm going to help bring some truths to light about money that maybe, I don't think in my estimation, there's a lot of people talking about, but could be, because it actually helps you to think about money this way, and it actually frees up a lot of the self-imposed limitations you have around receiving it. And by the way, I'm 𝐋𝐢𝐻𝐿. I am not your love and light mentor. I'm the velvet hammer that smashes through most of the fluff in the spiritual marketplace. So if you're listening to this and you want to stick around and give a like, give a comment, I'd love to have it. And if you like this kind of content, maybe you want to subscribe at the end of this video, and I appreciate it if you do. So just do me a favor here and take a deep breath. Come into presence. Money isn't separate from you. Nothing is. Because if it's all one, and we are all one, and separation is an illusion, then it's all you, and everything is now. So nothing is separate from you. That's part of what I call separation sickness, and we're all suffering from it, from living in this 3D matrix to some degree. But yet you're living as if you have to prove your worth for money to come later on, that you have to work hard now to get money later. That's the trap, right? And it's not your fault. It's conditioning, it's programming. But if you're listening to this, I know something about you. You're awake enough, you're aware enough to feel the lie in your bones. So take another breath, deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth, and get really present. Stay open. Because what I'm about to share could be the pivot that moves you from waiting for prosperity to actually experiencing it. What if the flow of money has far less to do with what you do and far more to do with who you be? What if your inner state, your self-concept, and how you identify with yourself, how you define yourself, including all of your unprocessed feelings, your unconscious thoughts, your adopted beliefs, maybe those are the real gates and limits on financial flow. If you look around at the world around you and you think about these lies that we've been choking on about money and how to get it for years and years and years, decades. If you look around, you'll see millions of people working hard, being good people, generous, kind, loving people, following the rules, and yet still struggling. And here we were told that if we work hard and we do good, we will get our rewards. Okay. Yet you can't deny seeing this. Seeing millions of people working hard, being good, being generous, kind, loving, empathic, compassionate people following the rules and still struggling. You know this, you see it every day. Maybe you are living it. So take this quick inner inventory. Are you absolutely sure, 100% beyond the shadow of a doubt, that money only shows up because of what you do? Well, I'm living proof that it doesn't. By the accounts of what I was told, my conditioning and programming, just like yours, I shouldn't have certain flows of income that I do because I can't really explain them, not by conventional logic anyway. And believe me, I have questioned everything, but especially the punishment-reward model, the earn and deserve myth that has to do with getting money and more of it, the mantras, the subconscious rewiring, the endless belief work. Believe me when I say, after 20 plus years of being a metaphysical mentor, and then 35, 40 years of doing this work on myself, if any of that truly worked, I'd be a billionaire. We'd have way more billionaires on the planet using our money to accomplish wonderful things for people and the planet, right? Full stop. So, breathe, come back into presence. Just soften a little bit. What actually shifts things? What actually shifts energy? Radical personal responsibility for how you think and feel about yourself, because if it's all one and it's all you, do you think, and can you accept the possibility that maybe if you changed your feelings and meanings and thoughts about yourself, it might actually change your experience and outcome with money? Now, when I say radical personal responsibility, people want to leave skid marks. People want to run for the hills. So just go into presence, go into breathing. Stop thinking of that as an added burden. And instead, from all this presence of breathing into the now, think about it as your only gateway to true freedom. Because this other stuff that I mentioned, the subconscious rewiring, the mantras, the manifestation work, all that shit, if that worked, I mean, you'd be financially free right now. You wouldn't even be listening to me. So when you move from what do I need to do to get money to who do I choose to be with money, you ask better questions. Your health, your wealth, your relationships, they begin to transform right then and there, because you're asking from a level of presence questions that are genuinely curious, instead of asking the same old shit from what I call your 1.0 version of self, which is your unconscious self in non-presence, asking, how do I get it? How do I get it? This should lead to that. Cause and effect has told me that if I do this, I'll get that. If that worked, again, you'd be in a different place right now. But instead, life's bounty still seems to be eluding you. It's not really. It's there. It's never not been there. But when our awareness is trained on all these meanings we have about ourselves that aren't very good, that means our awareness is also trained on where the money isn't, instead of where it is. You see, life's bounty appreciates because you appreciate it, because you appreciate life. You appreciate the things that are working out. And this isn't about mindset work, okay? It's not energy tricks. It's not manifesting rituals or another repackaged, new and improved law of attraction course. It's not any of that shit. I'm so over that, and I know you guys are too. We're seeing through those old mirages like never before. We're seeing those people selling snake oil like never before. And Since your bullshit detector is probably more refined than ever because of all this stuff, because of the slew of regurgitated spiritual half-truths of the metaphysical marketplace, I'm going to just abstain from the sparkly sales speak. And I'm not going to dumb any of this down for you. And I'll just instead share some soul truth with you. You're working harder than you should have to for what you're receiving back. And you've suspected for a while now that there's a piece of the prosperity puzzle that just doesn't seem to fit. And when I say that you're working harder than you should have to for what you're receiving back, I am not just talking about money, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. And it's not even how you do one thing, how you recognize yourself to be a thing. You'll recognize it in all the places and all the outer reflections, whether it's money, whether it's relationships, whatever. Peace, power, and prosperity are already available. They're already here. And it's as plain as day once you remember who you truly are, beyond the masks, beyond the roles you needed to wear to get acceptance and approval in order to transact this for that, for love, for money, whatever. Because when you recognize that, you'll realize something else. It's not really ever your prosperity that shifts. It's your awareness of what's already here that shifts. That's an inner job. That's an inner game, not an outer one. It has very little to do with what you do, and it has everything to do with who you are, because your awareness expands based on who you are. Get it? Okay. So this is the core of what I share in Liberate. I am not interested at all in helping you become your best self. That's a trap. Your best self implies finality. You as an infinite, eternal creator with nothing but eternity on your hands, there's nothing final about you. I'm not helping you become anything because you are already everything you're seeking. All that's lacking, if there's anything lacking or misplaced, it's your awareness and being able to see that. And it has everything to do with dissolving the old identity, which is the trap of unprocessed feelings wrapped up in thoughts and ideas that keep you spellbound in self-delusion. That's what's limiting your awareness of what is and what is possible. In other words, what can continue to expand for you. There is no best anything. There's just expansion. So, infinite possibilities, they're here, they're now. Your old identity is veiling them from you. But luckily, I offer a roadmap that works. And it's worked for many, many people so far to get people out of the loops that they keep spinning in, the situations they keep finding themselves hitting against like a brick wall. This is where you finally stop trying to earn what's already yours as an infinite creator and start receiving from the flow that's already here, it's always been here, and will always be available. You're not here to work harder. You're here to remember who you already are. And the moment you admit it's all you creating everything, that's the exact moment you can change whatever is no longer your preferred experience. So, in the work that I do, I don't just offer you another series of great ideas, spiritual tools, or fluffy concepts like manifesting, law of attraction, or any repackaged, rebranded forms of energy work. The work I do is intimate, but it's deep. And it does require radical personal responsibility. You taking radical responsibility for everything that is your creation, because we're all creating our own individual reality. And when you accept the possibility of that and start to move from it, you feel the power of choosing to see everything that flows as the currency of life. Yes, that includes money. Is an extension of the divine benevolence that is you, exists as you, and is all for you, for your benefit, for your expansion, including your current feelings right now that you might have about money. It's all here for your expansion, if you allow it to be. Your future self, not your best self, your expansive self is already here, if you allow it to be. This is Liberate Flow program. I have the details in the comments about that. But if you found any resonance, any truth, even if it's just a thread or a shred in here, I want to know. Please leave me a comment. If you can throw a like on this video, if you want to subscribe to this channel to get more content like this, I put out videos 2, sometimes 3 times a week. I would love to have your patronage, and I would appreciate it so much. And thanks for listening. Bye for now.